All right. Good morning, everybody. Michael Curran. I'm the Deputy Agency Administrator for the Oregon Department of Forestry. So we're going to go through another day of change today. So ODF will get out a unified command with the PNW2 team. So with that, thank you to Link and Team 3 and all of its members for all the good work on this fire. And thank you to all the resources there for doing all the good work you're doing. So we're starting to get this fire put to bed. You know, PNW2 team's coming up with a good plan of trying to get good black line around these two fires, so we can hopefully get this thing off the map here in the next few days. So we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel here, hopefully, by the middle of this week. So I just ask you guys keep up the good work so we can get you guys out of here and moving on to the next fire, because there's a lot of fires out there that need more resources. So thank you guys for everything.
So we did get that smoke laying overnight. We did have poor RH's recoveries overnight, so we did get some even some upper 20s up here on Flounce Rock. So we are starting out pretty poor relative humidity heading into today. Expect to see this smoke lift a little bit after 1000. The surface inversion will begin to break, and then it'll lift a little bit. So we're looking at the northeast winds up on the ridge tops continuing. Looking at some 12 to 16, a few gusts to 20 up on the ridge tops are possible, and even as you get down into the mid slopes, we'll see the northeast winds continuing with some gusts up to 18. That'll be about through midday into 2 o'clock. After 2 o'clock, we'll start to see some upslope, up valley winds. So it'll start to, the smoke has started to lift a little bit. The one thing to look out for is after you get to 1400, the smoke will likely stay in, but there is a possibility up north that it could clear out a little bit. So that's something to be watching out for. Temperatures look to be upper 80s, low 90s in the valleys, upper 70s to low 80s in the valleys. So with that in mind, the smoke settling in, we'll keep looking at around a Haynes 4 today. So keep that in mind. And then there is a mention of a isolated storm that's going to be to the east, but I want to make everybody aware of that because it'll be east of the incident. But if there is a good build up there could be a little bit of a east wind coming out from an outflow. So we'll be watching out for that, and we'll be looking forward in the day for any clear ups in the smoke. So keep that in mind and stay safe out there today.
So the fuels are really available, but when you don't have good conditions for instability, you're not going to see a lot of smokes. One of the things that we've seen a lot this summer is as dry as it's been and as dry as the winter's been, you get good consumption. So a lot of the heat that you guys are finding out there, a lot of the work that's going on the southern part of the fire, it's been the heavies and the snags working in those isolated, the islands that haven't burned and getting those shored up. But what I know you're also finding, and what we found all around the area this season, is it'll get deep in the roots and it'll be burning. Then when you get some lift and you get some sunlight, more stuff will pop up. Places that you thought were in good shape, things that were burning really deep will come back up on you. So again, the smoke is a pretty serious wild card for us. You guys have been living with it out there for some time now. When it clears, you got to have a game on, and it's really hard when you start out the day and it's like this. But know that we didn't get good recovery for most of the fire last night. There is stuff burning out there deep that you may not have seen, and so it's just something to be heads up for as we go through the day. When we look around the rest of the fire, things are looking good in quite a few spots. The IR and the night shift and the veers, we didn't get an IR last night, but what you can see on the satellites is none of the activity really picked up last night like we have had many other nights when the downslope winds kick in and things scour out. So things are quiet. It'd be nice if they were quiet and you could keep a good sense of security about it, but that's just the thing I want to leave you with today. When the air clears, it's going to pick up again, and it's good to watch out for that. And then the other thing is just the smoke is hard on your health. It's hard on everybody. I hear a little bit of coughing. That's for a lot of different reasons, but it also makes you tired. You're just not getting the oxygen that you need. So when you have some downtime, when things are quiet like this, be taking care of yourselves so that you're ready for when the smoke lifts and you're getting your burnouts going and things pick up again. Thanks.
Hey, my name is Steve Mizakowski. I'm the Air Operations Branch Director for Chris Schulte's PNW Team 2. First of all, before I get started into my little spiel here, is that last night as I was walking from the operations tent over to my pickup, about 9:15 or so, I had to stop and watch these guys, this crew, walking over to the dinner line. And I thought, well, geez, I used to be in that line as well. And I looked at those guys, and they looked pretty dog tired. And what I want to say is I commend you guys that are out there on that line for doing what you do, because I used to be there too, and I used to be that tired as well. So thank you very much for what you do.
Good morning, Marshall Brown. I'm one of the PNW2 safety officers. Today I kind of want to put in a plug for our medical unit. We have an excellent one, but they're not here just for medical emergencies. They also can treat minor injuries or ailments before they become serious. In short, they can keep you in the fight. So, and this becomes more important as the season rolls on and you want to roll with it. So if you're starting to feel sick, or you have a small injury that's not healing or getting worse, come on in and visit them. They'll be glad to see you, and you'll be glad you did. Thanks.
I'm the Deputy Incident Commander. Again, we're talking about some stuff today. We talked yesterday about that what we do out here matters, and again, that really is pushing forward for where we are today. Change is what you've heard some talk about. We've consolidated helibases. We're moving some people around from one base to the other here, so we'll be consolidating camps. Mike was just talking about that we're looking for resources that are going to leave here and go to another fire. There are several fires that get started in the last couple of days. Teams are showing up without many resources at all to help them get started. So there's a real good chance when you leave here, you'll do something else. So that brings us to, as we're wrapping things up here, when we're getting to the point where we can kind of pace ourselves a little bit. We're not chasing this fire around the countryside. We have the opportunity to take some time to get some breaks in, to refurb ourselves, maybe get down a little bit earlier for a little extra sleep at night, things that we could do to help make ourselves for the next run. We want to make sure that as we're taking care of ourselves and we're doing that, it's really important for us today as we move things around and we start changing and move into a new environment. We're going to do some burning today. We're borrowing some resources to get that done. We're lending out some resources. It's really important that when we get out there and we start to engage, that we know exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it. If you don't know what the mission is and why you're doing that job, you need to ask, you need to find out. It's really important that you know what you're doing and why you're doing it and who you're working for. We really want to make sure that we're paying attention to that task, purpose, end state. When you get an idea of where you're going, what you're doing, take that minute to stop. If you're re-engaging into a new area, take a minute to stop, think, come up with a good plan, make sure everybody's on the same page, and then engage. It's important for us to make sure that we're getting our direction from our agencies. We're coming up with a plan. It's up to you all to implement that plan. It's our job to try to make that job as safe as possible. It's your responsibility to do it safely. You're all safety officers out there. You get the opportunity when you're engaging in a project. If it doesn't look right, say something. Let's kind of figure out a better way to do it if we can. So as we go out today, and we're moving things around, things are changing. Things are a little different. Maybe you'll be in a new area today than you were yesterday. Maybe you're moving camp. Make sure we're paying attention to those little key things, that you know who you're working for, you know what you're doing, and that everybody's on the same game plan. So thanks. Have a good day.